anywhere to see people playing it these days.
Elementary school.
Except for elementary school, exactly.
It's been very heavy little lamb with rocks.
And hot cross buns.
Hot, yes. Is that the same tune? Is it nothing?
Fair enough.
No, okay.
Yeah. So, everyone learned playing Mary Had a Little Lamb or hot cross buns and sword fighting with them at the same time. So, some people put theirs down. I kept mine. So that's how I'm still playing. But I wanted to give some background on the instrument. So there's a Latin term for the recorder. Recorder is actually a French term, but the very old one was recardi, which was a term for memory, for repetition. The reason why is because the instrument, when people were playing it back then, most of the tunes were based on bird calls. So the bird would do the tune, someone would play on the recorder. Of course, birds also mimic each other, so that's where the name came from. So how long has the recorder been around? Well, the oldest one that we have is from the Iron Age. So gold star for being the oldest instrument, right? And it was popular in medieval times, which is where everyone imagines it at the Renaissance fair. Eventually became less popular around the time that this piece was written, actually, right when they were doing this transition to the modern flute, which is transverse and horizontal. So this piece is one of 6. There's some information in the handout about the piece and when it was written, the fact that it was part of 6. But I wanted to also mention that Vivaldi gave back to his community in a couple of ways. First of all, he was the pioneer of the ritornello form, which eventually then became the concerto form. So the reason we can have concertos is because Vivaldi made it really popular. The other is concerto grosso, which is another form of concerto where an orchestra and the different parts of the string section are featured as everyone plays. So Vivaldi, they say, amateurs borrow and professionals steal, actually stole from himself to actually write this piece. So there's some flavor there about the way Concerto Grosso kind of weaves into the piece today. So La Tempesta di Mare, the nerves are coming, guys. They're not going away. The piece is about the ocean and about a storm. And back in those times, which is a fun comparison, that was one of the most terrifying things that they could experience. Being on a boat, being out in the ocean, terrifying. So just think about, what terrifies us these days and what, someone might write a concerto about. But the themes of undulating water, crashing waves, those type of things, they play out in the piece. So there's some of those elements to look forward to, and that was really popular in the Baroque time, so this is very quintessential. The other way he gave back to his community is that he was appointed at the, and this I'm going to mispronounce, so I apologize, the Ospedale della Pietà. That is an orphanage music school in Venice. It was there for about 400 years, and he was appointed first as an educator, and then eventually as a composer, and he also ran the school. So he, as well as the order of nuns that ran the school, and those that gave to it, made a community where those that were less fortunate, that didn't have privilege, could practice music and bring it together with the talent of all of Venice. So ultimately, what did we get? We got concertos written for those that were at the orphanage that were very talented. So given with the theme for tonight, where we give and we invest in our community, the most amazing things come back.
Thank you.